How did you read the headline miss versus the underbelly of success? Good morning.
Good morning, Manus. Well, it was a miss. The estimates were for 5.5% growth for the third quarter. What did we actually get? 4.9%. But that was still comfortably above the second quarter GDP print. And what the economists have been telling us this morning here in Asia is that we shouldn't read too much into this GDP print for the third quarter. They say that some of the impact could be down to the fact that imports have picked up very quickly, and that actually drags the GDP number slightly lower, even though, of course, broadly it's positive for China's economy. You pointed to the retail sales. That was a standout number, really. 3.3% increase for September, well above the estimates, well above what we saw in August. And it was the consumer and retail sales that was the missing component, really, in terms of China's economic recovery. You put that together with strong exports, you put that together with strong investment, and the picture looks slightly more rounded. The question is, of course, how sustainable is the recovery going forward? And there is continued debate about that, particularly given what's happening with some of China's major trading partners in Europe and the US. But it's also a reminder that if you get the virus under control, you can get the economy back onto a surer footing.
Tom, Manus and I are over here very envious of your beautiful live broadcast position, out and about, very different from what we're experiencing in terms of reporting in the field from London or Dubai. You're at this JD.com fulfillment center. How solid are things looking on the Chinese export side?
I'm not sure if beautiful is the adjective I would quite use, but I get your point. There's a low bar. Not many of us have managed to get out of the office. So we are here. There's about 1,500 workers here. It's a major fulfillment site, one of the biggest in the world. And what they're telling us is that on a week-by-week basis, they're seeing order volumes here increase by about 10% week on week, which points again to the strength of the retail sector and the consumer that is coming back. It's still fragile. It's not back to where it was in 2019 yet, but that momentum is picking up. In terms of exports, that has been a key component and key driver of growth post-pandemic because they were able to fire up the factories quite quickly and take advantage of that demand for things like medical supplies in Europe and the US, but also work-from-home equipment like technology. In terms of what happens going forward, that is the question mark, because does the virus and the struggles around that you're seeing, whether it's in London, where you are, Anne-Marie, or elsewhere, does that drag on China's exports and demand for exports going forward? That remains a key question. Other risks for China's economy, leverage and debt. That's been ever present, really, for the last few years, but it's been articulated. You see the property developer Evergrande. Is there a systemic risk there? That is a concern for some. And, of course, ever present as well, US-China tensions.